Muli, humaharap sa bagong yugto ang Layag Weekly Waves. Sa ikatlong yugto, ating lalakasan pa ang hatid na kaalaman at inspirasyon. Samahan ninyo kami sa mas matatag na paglalayag kung saan bawat kwento ng tagumpay at pagbabago ay magsisilbing gabay tungo sa kolektibong pag-unlad. Abangan ang mas pinalakas na talakayan at mas malawak na paglayag.
Magandang araw mga kalayag! Isang masigabong pagtanggap sa ikatlong yugto ng inyong lingguhang kaagapay sa balita at inspirasyon, ang Layag Weekly Waves. Handog ng DILG Local Governance Regional Resource Center 9, ang programang ito ay hindi lamang recap, kundi mas malalim na paglalayag kasama nyo. Dito, ang bawat balita ay tumutulak sa atin tungo sa mas maunlad at matatag na pamayanan. Ako ang inyong lingkod, 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗃, LGRRC ng Local Government Monitoring and Evaluation Division. At ngayon, sa bagong yugto, mas mainit, mas direktang hatid sa inyo ang mga kwentong nagpapaagos sa ating rehiyon. Tara, simulan na natin ang paglalayag.
DILG IX joined officials and farmers in celebrating the 22.5 million Road of Dreams in Lapuyan, a 0.58 kilometer farm to market linked with a box culvert, now set to carry not just crops but education, hope, and a brighter future for over 2,000 residents. DILG IX dives into Zamboanga's project gridlock, demanding local water utilities administration finally deliver long overdue plans as 2019-era water projects face a make-or-break intervention. DILG IX level up barangay development in Zamboanga provinces with high-tech Zoom workshop on budget rules and subaybayan monitoring, turning 2026 LGSF PDP funds into transparent, compliant, and 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗞 projects. DILG IX held its second quarter Gender and Development meeting on April 8, 2026 to review its first quarter budget performance, sex disaggregated data, and gender mainstreaming progress. DILG IX has completed the final inspection of a municipal canteen in Buog and solar streetlights in Imelda, Zamboanga, Sibugay, under the FY 2024 SGLGIF projects to enhance local service delivery and safety.
Iyan ang mga alon ng pagbabago na humuhubog sa ating rehiyon. At ngayon, lumingon tayo sa tunay na kwentong nagmumula sa puso ng ating mga komunidad. Samahan natin ang ating mga field anchors para sa segment na News from the Field.
Good day everyone! Welcome to Layag Weekly Waves. I am 𝗟𝗆𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗪𝗏𝗏, bringing you the latest updates here in Zamboanga del Norte. Stay with us as we highlight stories of service, commitment, and impact. This is News from the Field. The Provincial Council for the Protection of Children or PCPC first quarter meeting on March 31, 2026 at the Provincial Capitol Building in Zamboanga del Norte in coordination with DILG focused on reviewing child protection programs and addressing key issues affecting children. Stakeholders discussed policy implementation, current challenges, and ways to strengthen coordination among agencies. The meeting highlighted the Council's continued commitment to improving services and ensuring the welfare and protection of children in the province. The joint meeting of the City Development Council and City Peace and Order Council of Dipolog City held on March 31, 2026 at the Social Hall of City Hall brought together key officials to align development priorities with peace and security initiatives. The meeting focused on reviewing ongoing programs, addressing local concerns, and strengthening coordination between development planning and public safety efforts. It reinforced the city's commitment to sustainable growth and maintaining peace and order in the community. The consultation with local chief executives on project implementation under the LGSF SBDP FY 2026 and LGSF GEF FY 2025 to 2026 programs conducted with PD 𝗪𝗪𝗪, Cluster 1 Head 𝗟𝗔𝗬𝗪, and the DILG ZDN PDME engineers focus on aligning priorities and ensuring effective execution of funded projects. The discussion emphasized compliance with program guidelines, timely implementation, and coordination among stakeholders. It also provided a venue to address concerns, clarify processes, and strengthen collaboration to achieve sustainable and impactful local development outcomes. The Provincial Orientation and Coaching on CFLGA 2026, facilitated by LGRRC Marites Moro Anota and LGRRC Christine Joy Hilot Andag, focus on guiding local government units in understanding the criteria, indicators, and assessment process of the child-friendly local governance audit. The session provided technical support on proper documentation, data management, and compliance requirements. It also aimed to strengthen the capacity of LGUs to improve their performance and ensure the delivery of child-friendly programs and services. And that wraps up this week's highlights here in Zamboanga del Norte. Once again, I'm LGRRC 𝗪𝗘𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗪. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged. This has been News from the Field.
Bienvenidos a todos. I am 𝗟𝗆𝗪𝗪 LGRRC of DILG Zamboanga City Field Office 9. Welcome to Layag Weekly Waves, your weekly updates on programs, partnerships, and progress from DILG Zamboanga City Field Office.
BADAC and BPOC calibration. In line with the continuing efforts to strengthen barangay governance and ensure effective delivery of services, the DILG Field Office conducted a calibration on the functionality assessment of the BADAC and BPOC. The activity aimed to harmonize understanding of assessment indicators, standardize evaluation processes, and promote consistency in validating the functionality of barangay councils on anti-drug abuse and peace and order. DILG Zamboanga City Field Office National Women's Month 2026 culminating activity. The DILG Zamboanga City Field Office marked a heartfelt conclusion to the 2026 National Women's Month celebration on March 31, 2026 at the Jade Hall Grand Astoria. This served as a tribute to the strength, dedication, and invaluable contributions of women in public service. Bid Dream Planning conducted by Action Against Hunger. The Action Against Hunger facilitated a barangay disaster risk reduction and management planning activity aimed at strengthening local disaster preparedness and response strategies. The activity was attended by LGRRC 𝗟𝗆𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗪, who represented the DILG Zamboanga City Field Office and actively participated in the planning discussion. 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗞𝗟𝗏 validation. The DILG Zamboanga City Field Office, headed by LGRRC 𝗟𝗔𝗬𝗔𝗬𝗪 Jr., in collaboration with the Composite Validation and Assessment Task Team, is currently conducting the quarterly validation for the barangay road clearing operations, halina't magtanim ng prutas at gulay or hapag, and Barangay Kalinisan Day Barkada. The ongoing evaluation process is set to run from April 6 through April 16, 2026. 2026 Child-Friendly Local Governance Audit or CFLGA. The 2026 Child-Friendly Local Governance Audit was conducted to assess the performance of the local government units in implementing child-friendly policies, programs, and services. The activity was attended by LGRRC Michelle Doliente Macaso, who represented the DILG Zamboanga City Field Office and contributed to the evaluation and valuation process. End-user pilot testing and training on the 𝗪𝗆 portal. The Department of the Interior and Local Government Zamboanga City Field Office in partnership with Western Mindanao State University, successfully conducted the pilot testing of the 𝗨𝗏𝗪 portal developed by the College of Computing Studies. This pilot testing marks a crucial step in refining that system to ensure it is responsive, efficient, and aligned with the needs of frontline services providers. The Department of the Interior and Local Government Zamboanga City Field Office, as Secretariat of the City Peace and Order Council, facilitated the second quarter meeting for CY 2026, bringing together key agencies to discuss updates on peace and order, anti-illegal drugs effort, and public safety initiatives. Highlights included reports from law enforcement and partner agencies, updates on barangay-level audits and incentive programs, and preparedness measures for Semana Santa led by the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office.
That's all for this week's episode of Layag Weekly Waves. Join us next week as we continue to ride the waves of service and information. Until then, keep sailing forward and hashtag Vamos sa DILG Zamboanga City Field Office. Once again, I am 𝗟𝗆𝗪𝗃𝗪𝗏.
Good day everyone, and you're tuned into DILG Zamboanga del Sur 𝗪𝗆𝗆𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗪, bringing you closer to the heart of public service. I am 𝗟𝗆𝗪𝗴 𝗪𝗆𝗆𝗪𝗏, and today we are sharing real stories, real actions, and real impact straight from the field. On April 6, 2026, DILG Zamboanga del Sur held its Monday convocation in the 4th Provincial Conference featuring key messages on unity and service, insights from Assistant Regional Director, Engineer 𝗪𝗆𝗪𝗆 and a CLUP orientation aimed at strengthening local governance. The DILG Zamboanga del Sur Provincial Office, led by OIC Provincial Director Dave M. Barot, attended the second quarter 2026 meeting of the Provincial Peace and Order Council, or PPOC, and Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, or PADOC, on April 8, 2026 at Pavilion Hall, BGC, 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 City. The DILG ಮಿಡ್ಸಲಿ Field Office conducted a 4-day training on Rapid Damage Assessment and Needs Analysis, or RDANA training course, on April 7 to 10, 2026. On April 8 to 6, 2026, the DILG Dinas Field Office conducted on-site validation of barangay road clearing operations, or BARCO, in selected barangays under the Kalinisan program, including the assessment of HAPAG, cleanest barangay, and monitoring of BFTP and SKFTP boards. On April 8, 2026, the OIC MLGO of Dinas joined the Liga ng mga Barangay Dinas chapter meeting to present updates on recent assessment results, provide reminders on the submissions, and discuss key developments along with MYDO Manchir Samin on SK-related matters and clarifications. And that's a glimpse of how ganap sa field showcase public service at its finest. Daghang salamat for watching, and we look forward in seeing you in our next episodes, where we always #𝗍surpass_the-limit.
Salamat sa ating mga field anchors. Yan ang patunay na ang pag-unlad ay kumakaway sa bawat sulok ng Rehiyon 9. At iyan ang mga nangingibabaw na alon ng balita ngayong linggo. Nais naming pukawin hindi lamang ang inyong atensyon, kundi ang inyong pakikilahok. Manatiling nakatutok, makialam, at makilayag. Ako po muli si 𝗟𝗆𝗪𝗆, nagpapaalala na sa bawat alon ng hamon ay may oportunidad ng pagtutulungan at pag-usad. Padayon sa paglalayag sa mas matatag na bukas. Ito ang Layag Weekly Waves ng DILG LGRRC 9, ang inyong kaagapay sa kaalaman, inspirasyon at pagbabago. Padayon sa paglayag, Rehiyon 9.